I prepared a couple of slides that will, let's say, enable you to understand what what looks like the future of the insurance and what is the role of the actuaries in this area. In fact, we will start by, let's say, discovering in fact what are the challenges today, what are the main pain points, and so on, how it will be the future state, especially when it comes to the usage of data and AI, and how this technology component when it comes to AI will impact the future of actuaries. And we will give an example of P&C pricing in terms of how to switch from the old way to the new way of doing things, and what is the advantage that you can take from adoption of new technology like AI. Okay, don't hesitate to interrupt me, please, if there is any point which is unclear. So, first slide. As you know, in fact, insurance companies are, let's say, economically speaking, they are needing to make a profit and reduce cost. This is, let's say, in this world, the two major point of any industry, not only the insurance industry. And in fact, when it comes to the insurance industry, things are a little bit complex because you can have a lot of written premium by, let's say, enhancing your distribution, your presence in the market. You can diversify your offer and so on so far, and you have at the end collect a lot of premium in the market and taking kind of market share which can be huge. However, not all the business will be profitable. Any dollar that you collect in premium is converted to a capital at the end because you are taking risk. So what is the difference between good risk, good premium and bad premium at the end? Is, in fact, you can have, let's say, 50% of market share. If you are collecting only bad risk, your profitability will be not good at the end. You can have only 20 to 30% of the market share, and you select better the risk than other competitors, and your profitability situation will be much better than others, you see. So the fact that you are subscribing risk, at the end you need to manage this risk in order to be able to increase your profitability. So any growth question needs to be seen in terms of profitability and also risk. This couple and these two words are magic in the actuarial science that you need to understand, in fact, because today any premium needs to have a capital allocation in front of that. Okay, and if your underwriting decision brings you only bad risk, your whole portfolio will be very risky and your profitability will be low. So in this area, which is also a competitive area because you are not alone, there are a lot of, let's say, data that exists in the market. Now the customer can compare your offer to any other offer. He can knows very well at each moment how is the market price with the different, let's say, web offer that exists today. If you would like to, let's say, have a kind of car insurance product, you can go to the internet, simulate with your profile, and you will have, in fact, a lot of answers from different insurance company, and you can choose. And by the way, in fact, the pricing is not only a risk-based game. Here there are a lot of other things that needs to be taken into account, which is, for example, the customer willingness, but also the competition component. You need to understand how your competitors are pricing the same type of risk than you, and what will be the pricing the customer willingness in order to be able to combine all of the three components and having the right price at the right moment. So it's not only a matter of calibrating JLM models or any type of regression in order to understand the risk price, and after that applying a kind of margin to have your commercial price. It's much more complex today because you need to take into account, in addition to the risk price, multiple components like the competition orientation component and also the customer willingness component. And does it make sense for you?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it does.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
However, in terms of profit origination, you can go, you don't have any limit. Honestly speaking, sky is the limit in this area. However, you should know that in order to operate, there are multiple costs behind the insurance operation. Okay, it's not only a matter of claims, it's also how to operate. And when it comes to the operation, there are multiple levers in order to improve, let's say, the operation cost and enhance the operation efficiency. So like mutualization, relocation of the servers, like digitalization, like simplification of different process and so on and so forth. Did you have the opportunity to have a kind of, let's say, I don't know how to say it, form of, let's say, job with an insurance company in any actuarial department? Any of you has spent some time in an insurance company or not?
We rented that regulator.
Yeah, and for me it was with consultancy.
Okay.
I had the opportunity to be in an insurance company.
Good. In fact, did you find that their process was a little bit streamlined, and is there any automation? Because here in Europe the situation is what? In fact, today, in order to collect data, there is it's a nightmare at the end. It's like a spaghetti plate, the BI. You have multiple systems because you will have many products. Each product will have his own system. Each system has his own data model, and everything is going to a kind of centralized data warehouse or uncentralized data warehouse. It depends from an insurance company to another. And when it comes to data harmonization, it's really a nightmare. You have multiple data model. When it comes to harmonize this data, it's really complex. So actuaries are using data to do any process. Whatever the process is, if it is a reserving, if it is a pricing, if it is, let's say, a financial projection, if it is a kind of capital calculation or so on, they are collecting data. They are managing this data and transforming it into, let's say, the data model imposed by their actuarial engine. Let's, for example, taking a very, let's say, simple example, which is a reserve calculation in the PNC area. So it's the famous chain ladder or bootstrap or so on and so forth. Do you know this kind of technique?
Yeah, I'm familiar with them.
Good. So being able to collect this triangle, what is
before.
this triangle? It's simply, in fact, yeah, it claims evolution by claims year. And collecting this triangle is really complex. They are sourcing the data in different area. They are doing a lot of data transformation that you will have a lot of Excel, a lot of SAS. Now they are using also R and Python and so on and so far in order to be able to clean the data and verify its quality. Once they do that, they are just preparing the data in order to enter it to their actuarial tool, reserving or whatever. Sometimes the actuarial tool is not really an IT governance tool. It's more a kind of toy models or end user computing tool that is built by actuaries, and they are running a lot of, let's say, run in order to stabilize the number at the end. and seeing if it is suitable or not in order to communicate it to other teams. So this process is really fragmented. And now insurance companies are facing a lot of challenge because on the actuarial domain they are obliged to do a lot of reporting. It's not only a matter of local gap reporting. For example, in Europe and in US, most of the insurance company will adopt IFRS. They will have to publish IFRS 17 figures. They need to publish the Solvency II figures. They need to publish the RBC figures. Sometimes you can be in a group with let's say headquartered in Swiss or in UK, in which you have Swiss Solvency Test or the ICI or something like that. So at the end you have hundred of reports. So you will have hundred of people who are doing this job in order only to calculate some KPIs. So they need to simplify their workflow and industrialize it in order to, let's say, doing better their job and find time in order to play their role, which is more people who will analyze these figures and give some information that will be helpful for top management to take the right decision at the right time. So that's why the 4 elements that are in the bottom of the slide, simplification, digitalization, relocation, mutualization, is really important in order to be able to enhance the efficiency of the operating model of any insurance company. Okay? Make sense?
Yes.
So, if you have any question, don't hesitate, please. So, as I said, actuaries are using data, developing kind of mathematic models in some tools in order to have a reporting after that. So they are measuring some KPI, Key Performance Indicator, and some KRI when it comes to the risk side. So what does it mean? It means that the data in the actuarial domain is like the oil. This oil cannot be used if it is not transformed. So to transform it, they need models, okay, and tools in order to produce an information to the top management to take the right decision. It can be about price, it can be about underwriting decision, it can be about a renewal decision, it can be about capital management, it can be about risk transfer like reinsurance and so on, it can be investment decision and so on and so forth. So the data is key. And how to transform this data is also key. So now, in fact, we speak about, for example, reserving model, chain leader and whatever. We speak about JLM when it comes to the regression in order to calculate the risk price for P&C. We can speak about the ILM, assets and liability models, when it comes to life engagement. We can speak about, in fact, multiple techniques like curve fitting, LSMC, replicating portfolio and so on to be able to calibrate the distribution of best estimate of liabilities in order to understand what is the quantile and 99.5 in order to be able to calibrate the capital that needs to be allocated to this business. So all of these are models. If the data is not good, whatever the model you have, results will not good. If your data is good and your model is not good, the reporting will not be good. We know that there is a kind of mistake in the whole workflow. At the end, we can have also a couple of contingency and so on and so far in order to be able to having certain confidence in the numbers that we publish. This is why at the end expert judgment is really key. As I said, in fact, models can be wrong, but in most of the time are useful. This is what has been said by George Box, who is a very known mathematical. He said all the models are wrong. However, some of them are useful. If you see, for example, any publication of any insurance company, you see the P&L. If the reserve was good, If the premium was good, you will have zero technical result. However, if you try to see P&L of any insurance company in the world and analyze it over time, you will see that most of the case you will have technical results because premium was not good enough. Either you priced it more than what it cost, or you priced it less than it cost, and also reserve, which is a kind of amortization of the claims in the future, because you put an amount of money in the balance sheet in order to face the future claims. So if your model was good and your assumption was good, so the actual claims that comes will be completely absorbed by the reserve and you will have no technical result. However, this is not the situation, because I will ask you for next time to see all the P&L of insurance company and to see how these technical results is evolving over time, and you will see that there is no stability, because at the end either we make a mistake in the model, or the data is not good, or our assumption is not good, or our expert judgment is not good. So there is no perfect situation. The best thing is to do less mistake.